On this episode, we are going to explore the possibility that there is another way of living, why it is so hard to move out of the hell we find ourselves in, and how to begin to take back our control. Welcome to the Healing Light Wellness Podcast. I'm Charlene Smart, a certified emotional freedom technique practitioner and energy healer. My purpose in this world is to bring healing, peace, and joy into the lives of others. This show is meant to be a journey of self-discovery, healing, and growth while introducing new techniques and strategies to help you live a more peaceful and happy life. So, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. Did you know that? I spent a little time researching exactly what Mental Health Awareness Month is. I know, it should be totally self-explanatory. But I guess I was just a little shocked that we need an entire month to be aware of it. Because honestly, in my practice, I am made aware of mental health every single day, and I see how it impacts my clients, their families, and their futures. But what exactly is Mental Health Awareness Month? What I found on the youth.gov website states that Mental Health Awareness Month raises awareness of trauma and the impact it can have on the physical, emotional, and mental well-being of children, families, and communities. One news report from WNKY out of Kentucky states that since 1949, May has been used to decrease the stigma surrounding mental health. They report that 1 in every 4 adults struggles with mental health illness or issues, and that depression and anxiety are the most common mental health issues. Wow! Since 1949, we have used an entire month to help decrease the stigma surrounding mental health. Then why do we still shy away from it? Why do we still drag our feet to ask for help? And some of us never do. Why do I hear my clients say that their spouses have commented on what a joke mental health is? They think it's an excuse just to be lazy. Why are we shaming those seeking help, then expect that they can wave their magic wand and be right as rain in the blink of an eye? These questions tell me we have not done a good enough job bringing awareness to mental health. There is still so much that can be done, so much more we can do. So where do we start? How do we fix it? Although I do not have a big earth-shattering plan, what I can and what I will do is start with myself. So I am here to tell you, if you struggle with mental health, and let's be honest, who doesn't? You are not alone. There is nothing wrong with you. You are a survivor. You are not lazy. You are strong. There is hope, and you are more powerful than you think. You have the power to change your life. Just like you, I am no miracle worker, but what I do for my clients is remind them that they have the power. How do I do that, you ask? Well, I will tell you the same thing I tell them. You have the power to take back control. You just have to choose it. The first step is that you have to choose to live a different way. In that moment, you grab the reins of this wild pony we're riding called life. And it isn't easy. But is the way you're currently living easy? Absolutely not. It's just what you know, so it feels safe. In this moment, right here, you can choose the hell you're living in right now or the possible hell of the unknown. But again, the choice is yours. The power is in your hands. But the fear of the unknown is a real thing. And I promise you, it will keep us stuck exactly where we are. Let me demonstrate. Let's imagine you're hiking through the beautiful wilderness and you find yourself in the middle of a patch of stinging nettles. You know, that weed that once it touches your exposed skin feels as if fire is burning you from the inside out? Yep, you're smack dab in the middle of that. What do you do? Well, from personal experience, I can tell you I choose to just stand there with my legs on fire, surveying my surroundings. I truly have no intention of moving, and I'm just going to stand my ground no matter how much pain I'm in. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Just run, stupid. Am I right? Here's the thing. In that moment, I knew the pain I was feeling, but I didn't know how much more pain I would have to endure if I walked out of the patch of stinging nettles. And I didn't know if the pain would stop once I reached the safety of the road. You're still thinking, just standing there is pretty stupid. And you'd totally be right. It's not like I could do anything to help myself just standing there in the middle of a fiery hell. And how long could I have even stood there? I mean, just the breeze moving the nettles next to me is causing even more pain. But I felt safe. Yes, even with the fire burning in my veins, I thought I was safer than if I continued to walk. As stupid as that was, this is the same thinking that keeps us right where we're at in our everyday life. We are not to blame for this. Our mind is. To the mind, only the known is safe, no matter how horrible or painful it is. So it tricks us into thinking we shouldn't move. It says, stop, freeze. It's scary, it's unsafe, and we don't know what we'll get ourselves into if we choose to take a step. So we continue to remain still and unchanged. But in this moment, this is where we must choose to take our power back. We have to say, yes, we know the pain of where we're at, but maybe it will be different on the other side. Maybe the pain will lessen if I can get free of this patch. Then we must move forward. We must walk out of the hell that we know and into the unknown. If today, right now, you're standing in your version of hell and you're thinking that, although it's scary, maybe I'm ready to take control, I say to you, yes, you can do it. There is hope. There is another way. You're taking the first step in gaining your control, and I want you to feel the power behind that. If you are not quite ready, I applaud you because you've stuck with me this far. This tells me that although you're not quite ready, you are open to the possibility that there may be another way, and I promise you there is. If this episode doesn't resonate with you, but you're still listening, you probably know someone who could benefit from it. To you, I say, thank you. You are exactly what they need. You may be the person who walks back through the stinging nettles to help pull them to safety, just as my hubby was for me. But don't spend a ton of time wondering if you should share it with them. Just do it. They may be ready for a lifeline. All right, to all of us who are possibly maybe ready to take back our control, let me ask you, why do we pretend life isn't hard? Why do we pretend we have it all together when clearly we don't? Is it because admitting that our life isn't perfect means we failed? Means we aren't getting it right? Well, I hate to tell you, we aren't playing the game of life board game. There are no rules to perfect. We don't get a spinner to tell us to advance or a deck of cards to which we choose our career from. And we definitely don't begin with a clean slate and an empty car. Nope. Before we even get our first car, our foundation is already set. Our history has already formed who we are and will dictate every decision we make. So yeah, life isn't perfect and it's hard. But by not admitting that we are struggling, we don't get the help we need. So, are you willing to admit that life isn't perfect? Now, I'm not asking you to shout it from the rooftop or post about it on social media, but simply just take a moment and realize that life isn't perfect and it's okay. Give yourself grace and compassion, the same grace and compassion you'd afford anyone else in your position. Because it truly is okay not to have it all together. Now, with this realization, or even just talking about life not being perfect, you may be feeling some emotion. So what I'd like you to do is just take a deep breath in. Really breathe into your belly and let it out. Release all the tension you may be feeling. I know this is hard, but you're stronger than you think. Let's just take a moment to focus on our breathing. Simply find a comfortable rhythm. Good job. Now let's focus our attention on the center of our chest, also called our heart center. And imagine you can feel every breath moving in and out of your chest as you breathe naturally. Feel that air come in and feel it leave. Notice as the tension begins to leave your body. Now let's just see if we can slow our breathing down just a little bit, making it a little deeper and longer. All the while, imagine your breath moving in and out of your heart center. Now I'd like you to draw your attention to your tongue and allow it to relax on the floor of your mouth. Notice how much more relaxed the body feels. Maybe the mind is calming as well. We're just going to continue to feel the breath moving in and out of our chest area. Letting the energy adjust and move. Great job. So if life isn't perfect and sometimes we need help, why don't we ask for it? I know when I'm struggling, I feel weak and shameful just thinking about needing to ask for it. I'll find myself saying, "Oh man, I don't know how much more I can take. Things are really bad right now." But in the next breath, I'm telling myself, "Oh, I'm fine. I can handle this. Things aren't that bad." In those moments, I have a friend who will say to me, "And how's that going for you, Char?" It's not really a question she expects an answer from. It's simply a kind slap in the face, a wake-up call, really. And after one of our chat sessions, she'll follow it up with a, "You got this, girl." But her point is clear. I am not alone. All I have to do is speak up, ask for help, and simply reach out. Another question I ask myself is, why do we think we can carry everything on our own? Or maybe a more accurate question is, why do we think we have to? If you're carrying a 5-pound bag of flour, do you think you need help with that? No, most of the time, we can all carry that on our own. But what happens if that 5-pound bag is actually 500 pounds? Can you do that on your own? Even if miraculously you could lift it, you're not going to be able to carry it very far. Nobody could. But this is exactly what our burdens are. They're a 500-pound bag strapped to our neck, holding us down, reminding us we're not perfect and we don't got this, girl. But how do we fix that? Well, most of the time, we try to lay our burdens down. We try to forget about them. We try to move on with our life. Yet it's never far away, is it? Now, we've been talking about one issue, one burden that weighs 500 pounds. But tell me, how many of us have just one thing dragging us down? Exactly. Through our lives, we've picked up hundreds of thousands of burdens, and they all have their own weight. They may not all be 500 pounds. One of them might be 300, another one 1,000. Yet we still say things like, I got this. I'm making it through. I don't need help. I've got this under control. But do we? Do we truly have our burdens under control? Let's check in. At any point in your life, do the things that have happened to you make their way to the surface? Or more accurately, to your conscious mind? Does your mind remind you of events or memories, whether they're good, bad, or scary? Have you ever stood in a moment and said, oh, here we go again? Or, man, this seems familiar. I know I have, but I never thought there was anything I could do about it. So I just shove it down. And let me tell you, I am the world's best shover. I have actually become an expert at shoving. And I can promise you that shoving does not last forever. Let's take a look at it. How long can a ball be held underwater before it has to make its way to the surface? Let's imagine we're in a pool. I'm holding one of those plastic balls you find in one of those ball pits, and suddenly I thrust it under the water and continue to hold it there. Now I can feel the force of it trying to rise to the surface, but I'm stronger than that force at the moment. Still, the ball needs to rise, and it's pressing against my hand. Suddenly, you pass me another ball because, I don't know, you're trying to be helpful, and I shove it under the water, placing it next to the first one. The force of both balls to rise is now stronger. But I got this. There's no need to ask for help. I have it under control until I'm called to the other side of the pool. Once I begin to move, the need of the balls to rise to the surface causes them to shift and begin to roll out of my hand. My breath catches in my throat and I come to a stop. I adjust the balls and begin to move again. Because why? I got this. I'm okay. I don't need help. I can hold them down until I can't. Until one of the balls slips from my hand and jets to the surface. It doesn't just jet to the surface. It jets to the surface, breaking the glassy-like finish of the water and audibly pops up, giving air between the ball and the water. That is exactly what happens to those burdens I shove down. They cannot and do not stay down. Then they add to our mental health issues as well, like depression and anxiety. I know this because I, too, have been right where you are, trying to hold down hundreds and hundreds of balls. I have been pushed by their emotional force, and I have been controlled by them, all the while believing I have everything under control. What if there's another way? What if we believed it was okay that we had burdens? Not that we need to carry them forever, but that it's okay to even admit that we have them. Would we then be able to start dealing with them one at a time? I truly believe we can. We have the ability to begin to release the emotions and the energy attached to the things that have happened to us in our life. I believe this is possible because I myself have experienced it firsthand, and I'm still experiencing it. I mean, seriously, I have 45 years of ick and junk to work through, and I didn't live a posh life. But even if I did live a posh life, that comes with its own set of burdens, events, and traumas. None of us get out of this life unscathed. None of us walk on this earth for as long as we have without it leaving its scars. And I want you to know you are not alone. You are not alone. I am standing right here with you. My journey is not identical to yours. Yes, our burdens and hurts come from different places, but you are not alone. If you're ready, instead of doing this reverse juggling act of holding down all of our burdens and suppressing them until their force is stronger than we are, Let's come together as a whole. Together, let's make the choice to take back the reins. To say it's okay to admit I don't have it all under control, that my life has left its scars on my heart, but I'm ready to take back my control. Say that with me. I am ready to take back my control. All right. So now we're ready, or almost ready, to take back control. What do we do? Simply put, you let go of the emotions and energy attached to these burdens. Did I just make that sound too simple? Please understand, I mean no disrespect. I realize this journey is anything but simple. However, it is worth it. It's worth walking through the hell you know right now. This will not be a journey you begin lightly, and you may find yourself at the trailhead for a long time, trying to decide if you even want to begin down this path. But I want you to know that I am here for you whenever you are ready to take that leap, and until then, I hope you continue to join me. But if you find yourself ready to begin to take that first step, I want you to know there are many, many different healing techniques available to you. And I encourage you to try the ones you're drawn to. I myself have found emotional freedom technique, also known as EFT or tapping, was the best option for me. I have found that because it combines cognitive and exposure therapies, like you get through talk therapy, with the energy movement of acupressure, the body, mind, and spirit begin to heal together. Before I decided to become an EFT practitioner, I pushed EFT to the limit because I refused to believe how quickly it could actually help. And it appeared as if I were shifting through my baggage pretty dang quickly. And I definitely knew that there was no way it offered a long-term change. I'd never heard of anything or seen anything like this before. However, after testing it for 1.5 years on myself and my loved ones, on everything from the mundane, like I just feel tired today, to financial blocks, fears, and even specific traumas I experienced as a child, what I found was astonishing and life-changing. And once I added EFT as an option to my energy healing practice, I quickly realized the benefit of pairing both techniques. My clients get to take control of their healing through the use of EFT, while the healing energy flows around them, helping them to clear energy blocks and resistance. This happens effortlessly, as if these two therapies were a perfect match for my practice. But again, these techniques worked for me. Not every technique available will be the one that's right for you. So you have to research it. If you try a technique and it doesn't feel positive, or you don't have a burning desire to do it again, simply move to the next one. And if it doesn't call to you from the beginning, there is no reason to give it a try. Also, this is very important. Every healing practitioner is different, and I encourage you to find one that you connect with, that you feel comfortable with, and one you can build trust in. Remember, you are in control, and never give that control to someone else under any circumstance. If you have questions about my practice, or you'd like to schedule a free discovery call with me, I've left a link with my email, website, and appointment calendar in the show notes. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. As this episode comes to a close, my wish is that it has left you with hope. Hope of a future free from the shadows of our past. A little bit of courage to begin to accept that there might be another way, and the feeling of support knowing you are not alone. I'd like to thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It truly has been my pleasure. If you'd like to receive notification of future episodes, please click the subscribe button in the show detail. Until next time, may your days be filled with love and light, and remember, you have the power to change your life.